guys, it's Kristina and I am so grateful to be here with all of you today. I'm really excited about this video because I want to share with you the 3 areas in my life where I never compromise. More importantly, I truly believe that these are 3 things that will bring more happiness into your life. This is a question that I get often from everybody, and it's how to be happy. How to keep happiness in your life, how to be healthy. What are tiny things that you can do in your life throughout your day that will easily bring more joy to your life, that will get you out of a slump, will get you out of a negative mental state. These are simple things that I practice on a daily that even sometimes I forget how powerful and meaningful they are, but just by doing them, they can completely shift your entire state, your physical state, your mental state, and your emotional state. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join the family. I am so happy to have you here with me. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, you can find me at FullyRawKristina, and I'll be sure to put any necessary links in the description below for you. So let's jump right in, shall we? The number 1 area where I never compromise in my life, and the number 1 area that you can focus on to help bring you happiness, is your health. You cannot live your best life possible without having health, without having good health. You cannot truly thrive when you physically don't feel good. Think about this for a second. Anytime that you are sick with the flu or a headache or a high or low blood sugar, or you feel tired, you feel nauseous, all of those things. Think about when you feel bad, how much that hinders you from being able to do what you really want to do. Now think about that on a long-term scale, right? To be able to live a long and happy life, to be able to accomplish your goals, to be able to achieve your life purpose, you have to have good health. In order for you to be able to inspire other people, you have to have your health. So the things that I never compromise on are the foods that I put into my body. I always put premium gasoline into my body because I want to make sure that I have my gas tank full and that I'm running my best at all times. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean raw fruits and vegetables. Many of you guys know I've been a raw vegan for over 12 years now, and I am a huge advocate of 1 raw vegan meal a day. Whether that be a green juice, a smoothie, a green smoothie, a platter of fruit, a salad, some zucchini noodles, or it can even be not consuming such things as meat, dairy, processed foods, anything with chemical names that you can't pronounce, processed sugars, and a ton of oils and fats. I keep my diet pristine so that I know that I'm putting the best possible foods in my body at all times so that I can operate at my best at all times. It is not always easy to eat healthy, which is why I've made it my number 1 priority. I was at a Tony Robbins conference back in December, and I was surprised to see that his list of priorities in his life, the number 1 thing on his list was health, that he had to take care of his health, because without his health, he can't stand in front of audiences of people and preach. He can't help other people if he doesn't have his own health. Similarly with you, you cannot do your day-to-day tasks that you want to do if you don't have your health. And even if you just make baby steps, baby changes in your diet right now, you will notice a difference. And as you begin to make that transition to releasing more unhealthy foods, you'll notice a huge impact on your life, and it will become easier and easier and easier to eat healthier as you go forward. It seems simple enough, right? Here's how you start. You start with eating 1 raw vegan meal a day. Start having a juice or a smoothie every single morning. Make sure that you have some greens on your plate in the evening. And if you can for lunch, make sure there's always fruit on your plate. Start eliminating the items that don't make you feel good. Be honest with yourself. You know what I'm talking about. We all have an idea of what makes us feel good and what doesn't. We all have an idea of the things that we know we shouldn't be eating. Be brave enough to make those changes for yourself and find replacement items that you enjoy that are much better for you than those other alternatives. And since health is very much an encompassing subject, just remember the health wheel, right? It's mind, body, spirit. Work on all aspects of your health to achieve your best life, your best attitude, your best self yet. The number 2 thing that I never compromise on and that I truly believe can bring people more happiness and more joy: physical exercise and nature. The physical exercise. Now let's talk about this for a second. You could definitely relate this to health, but I'm giving it its own separate category right now because what you eat is also different than how much you move your body. There are some people who have the best diet in the world, but they don't move their body. They don't feel all of those endorphins rushing through their body. They're not deep breathing, they're not moving, they're not getting to experience that elation that comes from getting in a good workout. Now, I'm not saying you have to exercise every day. I personally do. The only times that I don't get in my exercise is when I'm traveling or if for some reason I just can't in my day. But it's been almost a decade now that I have been an avid runner. I love boxing, and as of the past 2 years, I've been doing hot yoga every single day, or at least 4 to 5 times a week. Now let me express why this is so important for you. When you combine eating well with getting in your daily exercise, there is something that happens. You release stress. It helps your digestion. It gets your body moving. It forces you to take deeper breaths. It gets your blood pumping, your circulation going. When you exercise, your body literally comes to life. You are giving your body some love, not just with food, but by taking care of it through giving it movement. And when you exercise in nature, which I know that I'm combining these two and they can be separate, but exercising while in nature is extremely therapeutic. Getting to see the green of the trees, breathing the fresh air. I know that many people think that you have to go to a gym, spend money on a gym membership. I don't have a gym membership, and it's been a very long time since I've gone to the gym. I actually prefer to get in my runs, my little calisthenic workouts outside because I feel very connected and at one, not just with myself, but also with my surroundings, with the trees, with the sky, the air, and so much more. Now, if you don't feel like getting in a workout while you're outside, then my recommendation would be to just go for a walk outside whenever you can. Clear your mind, look at the sky, and enjoy your time in the fresh air. If you live in a city that doesn't have fresh air, find a park that you can go to, find somewhere with trees, make an effort just to be outside. It shifts your entire mental state and it really can bring you so much joy. My exercise and spending time in nature, those are my number 2, and I never compromise on those. If you're wondering how many times a week that you should exercise or spend time in nature, I would say start with 3 to 4 times a week, and then work your way up from there. My number 3, the third area of my life where I never compromise, and the third thing that I'm going to share with you that I truly believe can bring you more happiness, it is your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual well-being. Now, how does one even begin to work on those things? Every day when I get up, I ask myself how I am feeling. And I have to do an emotional scan on myself, a mental scan on myself to make sure that I'm in the right frame of mind. I write down my goals on the daily. You guys have seen my little notebook before, where I write down how I'm feeling, how I move forward, and I take time every day to make sure that I'm feeling whatever it is that I need to feel, that I'm communicating with the people that I love, that I'm spending time with the people that I love, and that I'm giving myself self-love. So I guess you could call number 3 self-love through emotional healing, mental and spiritual awakening as well. When I first went raw vegan, it was mainly because I wanted better physical health. I didn't want to be sick anymore with hyperglycemia. I didn't want my diabetes anymore. I wanted to feel better. And once I began to feel better physically, once I changed my eating patterns, once I began to exercise more and spend time in nature, the next component for me, the next deeper level of healing for me was the emotional healing, was that component, was being able to control my thoughts and also connect spiritually to everything around me. If you guys have watched my videos before, I always say that we are all one. When you begin to really eat the foods that come from nature, when you begin to get more in tune with your body, you realize that this is a compassionate lifestyle where you are able to connect with every single living being around yourself, even the trees. Like, we are all one, and that is where living a compassionate lifestyle comes into play. It's so incredibly important. I always make sure that every single day I take a moment to feel, to not numb myself with the things that I do to avoid reality sometimes, but that even if it's painful to feel something or to address something that I know is bothering me, that I do that because that sets me free mentally and emotionally. Let's say that you get in a fight with a loved one and it is just tearing you apart inside. Let's say that somebody hurt you, somebody broke up with you, somebody hurt your feelings, they said something horrible to you. It does not matter how well you eat, how much you exercise, how much time you spend in nature. If you don't address those emotions, those fears, that sadness, that depression, that shame, that anger, that resentment, it will eat you alive inside. And that will be just as detrimental to you as if you weren't trying to take care of your health or your physical health at all. That's why I always believe that the emotional and the mental component is so important. But if you just take the time to ask yourself, why am I so upset about this situation? Why does it feel so yucky inside? And you sit down and you get really honest with yourself, the answers will come. To have the courage to be vulnerable and express yourself to the people that hurt you, to stand up for yourself, to be able to share how you're feeling with other people or ask for help when you need it. Incredibly important. You wouldn't believe the amount of healing that can happen when you take those necessary steps. Now, I know that the mental, emotional, and spiritual component can come later, right? For the people who are still trying to master getting the eating and the exercising and the nature part, work on those until the next component comes into play. But I promise, if you practice these 3 things on a daily, and if you don't compromise on these things as well, you will find so much more happiness and joy in your life. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I could talk all day about this topic, so I'll just keep making videos like this for you. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, join the family. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so grateful to be around like-minded individuals who care about this. Just as I do. And it would also mean so much to me if you followed my Instagram. I do giveaways all the time for essential oils and wooden utensil sets, so you can go ahead and follow me at FullyRawKristina. I'll be sure to put the links below for you. And any other questions that you have, be sure to leave them in the comments. I do my best to answer as many of you guys as I can, and sometimes I even answer your questions in a video. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Sending you all my hugs and my love.